was asking a young man about his purpose. He told me that he didn't have one of his own, but he said that he saw one once. He was at the beach and it scared him really bad. He thought it was a shark. No, purpose is not a porpoise. But what is purpose and why is it the starting point of all achievement? Well, before defining purpose, let's see why it's so important. A group of men, 100 men, all 26 years old, were polled by an insurance company a few years ago. They were asked if they would be successful when they reached age 65. What do you think they said? Of course, they all said they would be. Seeing these same men 40 years later told a different story. Out of 100 men, 1 was rich, 4 were independently wealthy, 5 were still working, and 36 were dead. 54 were dead broke. Only 5 out of 100 achieved any degree of success. 5% of the population succeeds. The difference between the 5% and the 95% is not education. It's not background. Now, I submit to you that the common link was much more basic. The 5% had discovered and defined their purpose in life, and then set about the task of achieving this worthwhile purpose. Many people confuse purpose with goals. That's why so many people, when they finally reach a major goal in their life, still find that they are unfulfilled. You can never reach your purpose. It is an unreachable star, but it is your ultimate aim. So you ask, why strive for something that you'll never achieve? Because those lofty aspirations will lift you above the crowd and give your life direction. Defining your purpose will help you outline your goals. For example, if you were to define your purpose as to be someone who alleviates the suffering of men, you might make one of your long-range goals to become a doctor, which means that now one of your shorter-range goals is to get into medical school, and an even shorter-range goal would be to take and pass certain courses. So you see, each goal leads to the next and to the next, and all of these lead towards your ultimate purpose. With this roadmap laid out, whenever you need to make any decision, it is only necessary to ask yourself, will this choice lead me towards my purpose? The answer makes the decision for you. Years ago, I defined my purpose as to live my life so as to be remembered as someone who touched in a positive way every person I encountered. With this as my purpose, my guiding light, I always know the direction I need to direct my life. I know how I must interact with everyone that I meet. Sure, I screw up and get off the path. But just remembering my purpose always steers me back to the right direction. It helps me come back to the right decisions. As you were trying to define your purpose, choose wisely. Choosing wealth will leave you without direction once you finally obtained it. Choosing a perfect relationship will leave you unfulfilled once you have it. These are wonderful and worthwhile goals, but they are not purpose. I have a very dear friend who once told me that she felt her purpose was to be married and to raise a family. I knew that these were both worthwhile and lofty goals, but I also knew that this was not a purpose. I knew that once these goals were reached, it would seem like the end of a journey instead of a joyful stopover on the way to her purpose. I know in my own life, I have mistaken goals for purpose, and always found that the achievement of the goals lacked the joy I had anticipated. A better way to reach those goals might be to define your purpose this way, as I've done. I decided that once I had identified my soulmate, I would do whatever was in my power to make this person's life happier or better, that their life would be richer by our having met. See how that aligns with my purpose? Now the relationship cannot go stale because the purpose is ongoing. In my case, it turned out that I did not get to spend my life with my soulmate, but I'm still able to strive towards my purpose and fulfillment. See, purpose is a golden thread. It runs through the entire tapestry of your life. It is of lifelong endurance, and it provides substance to existence. It is your ultimate destination, your reason for being. And how do you know if you've fulfilled your lifelong purpose? If you're alive, you haven't. Your purpose will be your blueprint for success. So draw your lines carefully, for each mark must have a meaning. A worthwhile purpose will lift you above the crowd and out of any rut that you might be in. What is your purpose? Well, what are your dreams? How do you want to be remembered? Decide on your purpose and believe in it, sure. But you must do more than believe in it. You must have faith in it. Many times in seminars, I've asked, do you believe in your purpose? Do you have faith in your purpose? The common answer is, well, what's the difference? There's a family called the Great Walendas. They're famous tightrope walkers. The young grandson is now touring the country. He goes into a city and he strings a cable from two of the tallest buildings, 70 stories in the air. Then he gets up on a cable with a wheelbarrow. He pushes the wheelbarrow from one building all the way over to the other, 70 stories high. When he reaches the other side, he backs up and goes back to where he started. He has done this to date over 90 times. He is supposed to do it again next month. Now, he's done it over 90 times. I ask you, do you believe that he can do it again? Do you believe? Do you have faith that he can do it again? If you have faith, would you get in the wheelbarrow? You must decide on your purpose and then get in the wheelbarrow. Another man had a plane in his barn ready to fly 1 year before the Wright brothers. He did not have enough faith in his idea to be the first to fly. He did not have faith in his own dream. Therefore, he didn't even try. His dream to be the man who lifted mankind to the heavens never came true. Oh, he did fly his plane after he heard about the Wright brothers, but he was too late to land in the history books. Today, he is unknown and obscure. You must define your worthwhile purpose and completely commit yourself to it. What is your purpose? Let the answer come from within you. Let it come from your inner feelings, and let it become a part of a cause greater than yourself. What will be your impact on life? Will you reorganize your life as a worthwhile contributor, or will you be swallowed up by the masses of mediocrity? Once you have defined your purpose, determine that you will set about the task of achieving that purpose. Achieving your purpose in life is very much like trying to get to the top of a tree. You can put forth an effort and climb, or you can sit on an acorn and wait on it to grow. James Russell Lowell said, "It is not failure, but low aim that is the crime of life." I would like to change that a little by saying that it is not failure, but not recognizing your worth and purpose that is the crime of life. Once you have set your target with your purpose, now begin today. Plan your course, and remember, people do not plan to fail. They simply fail to plan. If purpose is like a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, then goals are the signpost directing you to the golden treasures. Having defined your purpose, do not be like the confused farmer standing in the field with a rope in his hand. He was not sure if he had found a rope or lost his cow. Begin now to set your goals, and then let them guide you to where you want to go. Remember, you would not be able to have dreams and wants without having the ability to make those dreams come true. I would like for you, just for a moment, to consider the question, how necessary are goals to my life? For the answer, look to the world of sports. What makes a football game, a basketball game, hockey, or any other contest? Is it a certain number of players moving back and forth in a set area? That's not what makes the game. It is the goals that make the game. Remove the goals and it all becomes a meaningless shuffle, regardless of how much action is generated. A goal is always visible and clearly defined. The players know which way and how far to direct their efforts. Any game, especially the game of life, would have little interest without a definite purpose and the goals which direct the purpose and provide the challenges within the game. If you have faith that you can successfully achieve your purpose, you must prove it by setting goals. Just as John Kennedy had faith that we could reach the moon when he committed this nation to that goal in 1960, so you must have faith and set your goals. Goals help you progress towards your purpose in a more or less straight line. And they help you prevent wasted time and energy by restraining you from wandering down dead-end trails. Goals are a step-by-step plan towards purpose. And each goal should lead to the next and to the next, and all leading towards your eventual worthwhile purpose. For hundreds of years, the world's greatest athletes tried to break the 4-minute mile. Scientists said it was a physical impossibility for humans to run at that speed. The 4-minute mile was impossible. Roger Bannister understood goals. On a 1-mile track, he set 4 one-minute clocks every quarter mile. As he passed each clock or goal, he was able to look over and see the time, and if he were slow, he could push a little harder. If he were fast, he could slack off just a little. Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile on his first attempt after setting his clocks around the track. He set his goals, and then he let them guide him to his final success. After people heard about his accomplishment, high school and college athletes began breaking the 4-minute mile. It was thought to be impossible, but goals have a way of breathing life into what seems impossible. A goal-directed activity is controlled by your conscious and deliberate intention to achieve certain aims. You achieve those aims by a specifically chosen course of action. Now is the time for you to define your purpose and then to set your goals leading to that purpose so that you can become the person that you truly want to be.